Welcome to my channel Kanwal Sidhu. In today's lecture session, we are going to discuss the fundamental function of management, that is planning. So in this lecture session, we will discuss the importance of planning, we will discuss its features and some other important topics related to the concept of planning. So for easy, simple and precise lecture sessions related to BBA, BCom, MBA, MCom and UGC NET, do subscribe my channel Kanwal Sidhu. Let's first define the term planning. Planning is a basic function of management. By planning, we try to find out what to do, when to do, how to do, and who will do a particular task. The objectives are selected at this stage, and how these will be achieved is also decided at this stage. So, it is basically thinking in advance before taking any kind of decision. So, we can say that planning is a process by which the managers establish goals and define the methods by which these goals can be attained or achieved. We can also further define planning process on the basis of 6 P's of planning. The first P is purpose. It means the goal or the purpose for which planning is required, and it should be selected carefully. Based on this purpose, planning takes place. The second P is the philosophy, which is the belief as to how the organization goals or objectives will be achieved. The philosophy of the business organization is basically based on the profitability, increasing sales, customer expectations. The next P is the promise. Here, the organization makes assessment of its strengths and weaknesses, and based on these, future environmental trends are studied, and which helps in making forecast for the future. Then the business organization have certain guidelines for its management activities, and these guidelines are referred to as the policies. These policies play a very crucial role in managerial decision making. The policies are related to finance, marketing, production, HR, and other management related activities. The next P is the plans, which guide organization in achieving its objectives, or we can say that the plans are simply the action statements. Then the sixth and last P is priority. So there is a need for every business organization to fix its priorities, and all the resources are to be allocated are based on the assigned priorities. The priorities are set by studying the organization, its competition, customers, and the prevailing business conditions. Next comes the features of planning. So, planning is an intellectual and mental process. The manager's experience and knowledge is used to initiate planning process. The choice of right decisions is mainly based on four main questions. That is, what is to be done, how is it to be done, when is it to be done, and by whom is it to be done. So these are the four main questions that are considered when planning process is initiated. Then the management process initiates with planning. As we know that planning is a fundamental function of management. So other functions, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling, follows the planning. And without planning, no other managerial function can be carried out. Then planning is a rational approach. The management takes rational decisions for achieving organizational goals. It is also required at all levels of management, whether it is the top level, middle level, or the lower level. All requires planning to achieve their department goals. Then for reducing wastages, improving production and efficiency, planning is required. Then various business related factors like money, manpower, machines, market, competition, etc. are studied for proper planning process. And apart from these features, planning is a flexible, realistic and continuous process. As we know that planning is starting point of management. So for proper management, the planning is very crucial. The modern business system is quite complex with lot of competition and occurrence of various uncertainties. No businesses can sustain in this competitive environment without prior, or we can say without proper planning. Then planning also assists in setting and achieving organizational goals. With planning, the organization is very focused towards achieving the set goals. Then allocation of resources is only possible if there is proper planning. The planning also assists in accurate forecasting, which help in avoiding future business failures. The operating and other costs can also be lowered through accurate planning process. The productivity of the organization also improves as planning enables better coordination among the departments and enables proper allocation of all the resources. The wastages are also reduced. So we can finally conclude that planning is very important in organizational decision making, which is related to HR, finance, marketing, and other business related activities. So, in the end of this lecture, we can conclude that plans are to be prepared properly in order to achieve organizational objectives. A good plan should be based on clear goals or objectives. Setting clear goals also removes confusion in carrying out planning. A good plan is also very flexible, and this flexibility enables implementation of plans properly as per changing business needs. And finally, a good plan should be economical. The cost involved in preparing and executing plans should be as per the organizational budgeting standards. Overall, planning is a very beneficial process for every organization, but still it is facing some challenges. Sometimes the data required for planning is not reliable, which hampers accurate planning. Then, in order to select a best plan, the choice is made from the alternatives, and choosing best available alternative is also a difficult task. This also requires quick decision making. In many cases, time and money are also major constraints for planning process. The business emergencies and uncertainties can also prove a great challenge to a well planned strategies. As we know that planning involves change, but there are cases when the planning faces lot of resistance from the employees who offer resist any kind of change. So in order to be successful, the planning process has to overcome these major challenges. And these are some of the important questions related to this topic. So for simple and precise lecture sessions, do subscribe my channel Kanwal Sidhu. Thank you.